Kissinger coming to you again from Redeeming the Time Brothers Ministry. Gene Kissinger and I started this online ministry. We've been praying about it for many years, but we've been working on it for, I guess, over a year now. And so we want to continue to help encourage and especially Christian workers in these last maybe end times, and just be an encouragement to anyone who's out there ministering the gospel. So I want to continue with my with my principles of George Muller that he used in his ministry, that the author had mentioned in this book. And so a couple of more. One was that, and this one was kind of mentioned in a different way in the past, but it was that he waited on God for a message, and that is when he preached whatever passage he decided to preach out of. He waited until the Lord gave him some sort of a word of encouragement, a word to give to people that he was ministering to. The next thing that he did so well was that he was submissive to the authority of God's word, and that means that God's word was all in his life, and so that made him successful. And that is obviously an important one. We rely on so many other things sometimes besides God's word, but I've found both as a minister and as a counselor and in my own personal life, God's word always works and everything else doesn't. So that is certainly an important one. Along with it, making it his passion and his hobby. God's word was his passion and his hobby. The next one is that not everybody may be required to do this one, but certainly in spirit we should do this one, and that is he surrendered all of his earthly possessions. George Muller believed that basically everything we had, if we are a servant of Christ, belongs to him, and so he literally basically lived a life where he did not keep earthly possessions and believed that everything belonged to the Lord. Now, we may not be called to that specifically, but certainly we should live our lives in such a way that anything we have, whether we have a little or a lot, belongs to God, and it should be used for his purposes and for his glory. And then the next one that we'll go over here just on this one was something that every Christian today, besides being into God's word, needs to be doing, and that is his habit of secret prayer. George Muller spent lots of time in intense prayer, seeking the Lord, starting with his own life and his own heart, getting a right relationship with God, and learning how to completely, my brother and I were talking about getting in the zone, in a sense, in prayer, and that is totally focusing in on it when we're praying, that it is our total focus. And he knew how to pray secretly and effectively this way. Now, there's whole books written on this, both new and old, that are great, but that is a good point there about his prayer life and how good he was at being faithful to his personal relationship with God. You know, you can't cheat. The truth is that we can come up with all kinds of gimmicks and special programs, and we can read books and do a lot of different things, but basically deep meditation into God's word and deep personal prayer will always be what will be the blood flow of the Christian life, and gives us our strength and our ministry power. So those are four more. We'll go over a few more as we go into the future. God bless you. Have a great weekend. Have a great day, and may you enjoy your weekend and 4th of July next weekend. God bless you all.